Good evening, Micah.
Good morning.
Yeah, what are we brought together to talk about on this fine day evening?
The Montgomery bus boycott.
Ooh, that sounds pretty weird, you know? Well, you want to give us some uh information that we might need to know before getting to the in-depth detailing of this event that presumably did not happen super recently, but sometime in the near past?
Yeah, the Montgomery bus boycott was a protest against segregation on public transportation. It started 1955, December 1st, when Rosa Parks was arrested for sitting in the front of the bus.
Oh, that's not good. But were there any events that happened before that that might have led to this?
There was actually another event that happened similar to Rosa Parks, but it happened to a pregnant woman, and uh, they didn't want her to lead the protest. So the protest didn't start then. That was 9 months prior to Rosa
Nine
Parks'
months
arrest.
prior. So it still happened in, what did you say, 1955?
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So, as the people can see on screen here, there were actually 5,000 people, approximately, who met at this boycott area. You can't read too much on it, but there was obviously a location, people who wanted to help, and people who were sick and tired of being treated bad. Is that right, Micah?
yeah.
Uh,
Um,
was there any other transportations that this affected? Actually, that's probably something we should answer.
well, it affected um, more than just buses, most public transportation, but Rosa Parks was arrested for being on a bus, so primarily buses, because many buses wouldn't stop at every corner in black neighborhoods. So uh, they were protesting against that too. They actually proposed, um,
Mm-hmm. What
they
did they
proposed,
propose?
they proposed for all of the buses to stop in all places and not just white neighborhoods. And
Mm, tough.
equal prices because sometimes uh, the prices would change.
Make it sound like you're reading off a script a little less. That'd be pretty tough. But
I'm not reading. I'm not
that's
reading
pretty
off a
nice.
script.
That's
That's why
I
it's
mean,
hard.
that's not nice. That's bad. We don't treat people like that. Ugh. I'm not saying
Here,
that. You are.
I need more.
So, coming back, where were we? We were what? Probably somewhere around where there's not just transportation of buses, right? Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So, I mean, I was curious. Do you have any set things you wish to talk about in this little speaking time?
um. No.
No. What do you mean by no?
Uh. I mean, we could talk how uh, about how African Americans took up around 75% of bus drivers'
Uh,
um, customer base.
There you go. We
So
found something. That's pretty.
them
Oh, cool.
boycotting the buses made them lose quite a bit of
Mm.
money.
And didn't they have like formed marching things where, they would march down the street to cause a riot? Or not a riot, a
Yeah,
peaceful protest, right?
yeah.
That's what it's called. Um, Here, I'll move on to our second primary document that we have actually here with us today. And that was that 50,000 people in Montgomery. uh Cool. Yep. This doesn't make sense. But it was actually in 34th Street and 8th Avenue. They had set up in yeah, New York City. I forgot to mention. On Wednesday, December 5th, 8:30 p.m. That's when you had to be there, or that's when it was. And there were 50,000 people who walked, right? And
Yeah,
you should come down, support them until they win. And there was actually bloodshed threatened, like they were going to get violent to get their ways. Um yeah, there's a lot of good information here. Can't really decipher some of it cuz I'm not that good. But yeah, you could pay to actually go there just because the proceeds went to the MIA, Montgomery Improvement Association, and the victims of the economy for the boycotts, you know, other areas in that region. By that, I mean South. Is there anything you would like to add to that, Micah, before we head to our third primary document?
um, yeah.
All right.
Uh, during the Montgomery bus boycott, one main thing that they brought up in the protest was uh, that segregated seating was against their 14th Amendment.
Ah, so it was unconstitutional.
Yeah, and it was unconstitutional to the US of A.
Yeah, so was this really just local or was this more governmental?
Um, I'd say governmental.
Yeah. Did they ever cause any riots down there? Or was it just mostly peaceful protesting with threats of violence?
Well, there were some there was some violence. Like for example, Malcolm X, he
Mm.
he wasn't against violence and he led many protests, maybe.
Yeah, actually, we got some people doing that guy. I mean, the presentation on that guy. I have to watch my wording nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we can move on to our third primary document that we have here today with us. Then I think you can touch up on some of our secondary documents. And here it is. This is the mugshot of Rosa Parks. See, she wasn't even upset, nothing. And let's see, can we find where this was? Yes, we can. Says
Sunday,
that it
September.
gives some quiet.
Sorry, sorry.
The adult is speaking right here. But it does say that she was arrested because she would not. Uh, she refused to be segregated, and she kind of started this, even though there were a lot of other many things that happened beforehand. Uh, and this document, this newspaper, which we just have a clip of, was published, or it says an event below for the church that I'm going to assume was a part of the boycott on September 23rd, 1956, 3 p.m. The Sharp Street Methodist Church. They're probably doing something. Don't look at my abs, please. And yeah. Do you have anything to add to that, Micah?
Uh,
Oh wait, and sorry, I forgot to add. This was a mass meeting with the Baltimore branch of the NAACP.
yeah, I think you summed that up pretty well. I think
Mm-hmm.
we should move on to secondary source, Wikipedia,
Oh,
where it says a little bit before the Montgomery bus boycott. Before the Montgomery bus boycott, Jim Crow laws prevented African Americans from being bus drivers. It also prevented African Americans from sitting in the front of buses. And you can kind of see how that was carried on through after Jim Crow laws.
yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Ow.
Because there weren't many black bus drivers even after the Jim Crow
Yeah,
era,
because it
even though
was
they still made up
taboo,
most of
right?
the population. Yeah.
Hmm. So, what about our other one, which was what, from Stanford University?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah. You want to touch up on what that one kind of talked about?
Well, that one also talks about how, like, even before Rosa Parks' arrest, bus boycotting was still a problem. And uh, we also learned a little bit about the length of the Montgomery bus boycott and the time period,
Hmm.
around a 13-month protest. That's pretty crazy.
Wow, 13 months. That's a lot of months. That's over a whole year.
Yeah.
Crazy. So it would have ended in what? January, like late January?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, she was arrested in December, and if it was 13 months, then that should be January to February.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think there might be a little bit more to touch up on, but I think that information will also be, you can find it on the outside of this box that's supposed to be representing what exactly, Micah?
Uh,
A theater?
yeah.
Is that what you. On the outside of this theater, not a box, my bad. Yeah, you'll find some information that we think you should know and that we probably should add. I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't want to take up too much time. This is already pretty long. So I guess we should say good day. Thank you. Uh love y'all. Right, Micah? We love them all. All
Yeah.
of them.
And in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Yeah. In case I don't see you either. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And I hope you have a good supper.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that I think that should do it for the video.